What's going on, everybody? BD Anthony here. I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. In this video, I'm going to tell you the movies that I watched past couple of weeks. I would have done it last week, but a lot of things were going on because of Thanksgiving and work as well. So let's get started.
And the first movie I watched was The Auschwitz File, which stars Jon Voight. And in this movie, when a older Holocaust survivor commits suicide, and because of that, he leaves behind a journal which talks about his time in the concentration camp in Riga, Latvia. And also it talks about the unspeakable crimes of torture, mass murder, and cruelty done by SS Captain Edward Roshman. And because of the diary, it inspired Jon Voight's character to go on a personal manhunt to find Roshman, who disappeared after World War II. And he also runs into problems with the connections between him and the times of SS. Very interesting thriller, slow but interesting. And I gotta say, I thought it was an interesting thriller. And when I read that Maximilian Schell was in this movie, I said to myself, it's no surprise that he would play as a Nazi. Because despite being an anti-Nazi himself, for some reason, he's always typecast as a Nazi. Even though I don't like Nazis, but he did really well in those kind of roles. If you guys like war films and thrillers, recommend this movie. And the next one is Red Dawn, which stars Patrick Swayze. And in this movie is about a dawn of World War III. A group of teenagers go to defend their small town from these troops from Russia and countries in South America. Really well done film. Great casting, which includes Patrick Swayze, C. Thomas Howell, Lee Thompson, Ben Johnson, Harry Dean Stanton, Ron O'Neill, William Smith, and Powers Booth. And also has Jennifer Grey as well from Dirty Dancing. If you guys like these kind of movies and you never see any Patrick Swayze movie, this is a movie you should check out. And if you also like Charlie Sheen, check this out as well, because this was his first major role before he became famous for Platoon. Honestly, despite there were sad moments in this movie, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I never saw the remake of it, but if you guys let me know if I should see the remake. Comment below if I should see the remake as well. Red Dawn. And the next one is Sam Peckinpah's Straw Dogs, and which stars Dustin Hoffman and Susan George. And in this movie, Dustin Hoffman plays as a young American mathematician who marries an English wife, played by Suzanne George. And the reason he moved with his wife, English wife, to a little town in Cornwall, where she grew up in, is to escape the violence in what is going on in America. And in this movie, he hires a group of men who work on the house. And things start to escalate when those men started harassing him and his wife. And things start to escalate when they brutalize their home. And it gets to the point where he goes does anything to protect his home, especially using violence. I gotta say, despite there was disturbing scenes in this movie, but I really loved this movie. I always loved Dustin Hoffman, ever since I watched him in Meet the Fockers. If you guys never seen any Sam Peckinpah movie, this is a movie you should check out as well. And if you guys never seen any Dustin Hoffman movie, this is a movie you should check out as well. And I would give 100 out of 100% because the drama was good, the script was good, the scenes were excellent. Like I said, despite disturbing scenes. Straw Dogs. And the next one is an action adventure called Blood of Redemption. And this movie is about Billy Zane's character, who plays as a businessman and criminal mastermind. He had it all: power, money, and respect, until someone in his inner circle murdered his father and stole it all away. And years later, Quinn is out of jail, and he gets help from his former henchman, Axel, played by Dolph Lundgren, to bring down everyone who betrayed him. I gotta say, deep down, I knew I was gonna like this movie, with great casting of Dolph Lundgren, Vinnie Jones, Billy Zane, of course, Robert Davi. You can't go wrong with Billy Zane. You can never go wrong with him. If you guys like action movies, this is a must-see watch. And the last movie I watched was Thief, which stars James Caan. And in this movie, James Caan plays as a ex-con safecracker who's planning to leave the criminal underworld by doing one last heist. But things are not that simple when a mobster who works for tells him he cannot leave from working with him, which leads to a showdown between him and his gangsters. This was Michael Mann's first movie, way before he did movies like Heat, Last of the Mohicans, and Public Enemies. I gotta say, for his first movie, he did an excellent job with this movie. Great casting as well. James Caan, Tuesday Weald, Robert Prosky, Willie Nelson, James Belushi. And also, this was a first movie of the actor Dennis Farina, who was a former Chicago cop before he became an actor. God rest his soul. If you guys like these kind of movies, and James Caan as well, this is a movie you should check out. And if you guys like Michael Mann as well. When I think of Michael Mann, I always think of his movie Heat. Heat will always be my number one favorite Michael Mann film. Well, that's all the movies I've watched this past couple of weeks. If you guys like these videos, smack the like button and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day, everybody. And also, happy second day of night of Hanukkah, everybody.